words he speaks are true. We're on humanary stew. We don't pledge allegiance to the Black Widow. The horror that he'll bring, the horror of his sting, the unholiest of kings, the Black Widow.
Hello and welcome to the Spider's Parlor. I am the Spider, and tonight we begin the next part of Nightmares Come True, the Deviant discography of Alice Cooper. Last time we focused on Alice's first two albums, his first, real attempt at success, and it was met by, they were failures. It's okay. He perfected his technique with the subsequent albums to come. Let's get started with Love It to Death. In the back, the original Alice Cooper band, made up of Alice Cooper, Michael Bruce, Dennis Dunaway, Glenn Buxton, and Neil Smith. Simply, probably one of the most underrated groups in the force of music. I mean, yes, they had insanely great success, but I don't think a lot of the world gives credit to the original Alice Cooper group. But, we will discuss all that type of stuff at a later time. First, Love It to Death. Wow, what an album. Little note about the cover. The cover originally had Alice right here, sticking his thumb out to make it look like, a certain organ. And, it only survived a little bit before Warner Brothers reissued it and airbrushed it. So, if you can find that edition, definitely get a hold of it. Anyway, Love It to Death features three actually, of the classic concert experience songs. Number one is their hit single from it, 18. I have seen that song played to death. It never ceases to amaze me just how much Alice can do with it and still make it fresh after doing that song now for almost 40 years. I mean, it really is amazing. For years Alice has always brought out a crutch with it, and he leans on it as he sings the song and everything. And sometimes the crutch itself will look different. One time during he had it, with a ton of bones, as from made up of human bones and stuff, and but he added a little twist the last few years, especially during the psychodrama tour. He brought out a harmonica, and the man can play a hell of a harmonica, and he added just little things like that make the song fresh. So I, once again, will not get tired of it. And the great thing is, and I agree with Alice, Vincent Damon Fournier, aka Alice Cooper to the rest of the world, may actually be 61 years old. But when he gets up there and plays 18, the character of Alice is 18 forever. And furthermore, the audience believes it. So that's what's great. But I have to say, as good as 18 is, on Love It to Death, it's not my favorite song. That belongs to Caught in a Dream, which is the opening track. I love that song, and he finally played it live after nearly 30 years at the Brutal Planet tour. I went nuts. In fact, there's a moment right before he starts the song, he goes way back, and I was like, that's awesome. For the little fans out there, the little obsessed fans like myself, that was a big treat. Ballad Dwight Fry is still, I never get tired of seeing him do that. However he gets in that straitjacket and gets out of it is still one of the greatest parts of his stage show. And no matter what twist or theme he does with the show, it's so cool to see him still stuck in that jacket. And, he chokes the nurse, and, I gotta get out of here, I gotta get out of here. And I love the story that Ezrin told about trying to get that feeling of confinement. He had Alice confined within a wall of chairs, and then he's like, I gotta get out of here, I gotta get out of here, and he's struggling. And Alice is a hell of an actor. He really makes you believe this stuff. Isn't My Body is another staple. I mean, you know, Alice has had fun with that song over the years. And then, you know, you've got Long Way to Go is another great line, especially since it's the song that actually mentions the title of the album in it. Especially the great line, he goes, you know, I guess I'll love it to death. And I love that. It's such a great moment of like energy, and that you're just like, yeah. And you know, that's the part you just want to really crank up the volume. Black Juju is, you know, it's one of the it may be the longest song that man's done, either that or Halo of Flies. Off the top of my head, I think it is Black Juju, and you know, it's creepy. It's just kind of, you know, almost trance-like. It's almost like hypnotic in a ways. But I love, you know, God, you know, what else? I'm just looking at the back here. It's just, you know, where to begin. His, you know, 2 religious songs, Hallowed Be My Name and Second Coming. I'd love to see those done, especially Second Coming. That one is really cool. Sunrise is good. It's probably